First on BBC One, Premier League football in Match of the Day with Desmond Lynham.
Good evening. It's starting to feel a lot like Christmas, and Christmas time only means one thing: top-class Premiership action. We follow Newcastle United that have had a tricky couple of weeks in the Premiership. Can they get back on form to Nottingham Forest, rock bottom of the Premiership?
Contrast to the bottom. The look is always in, but no. Big chance now for Forest. Here it was. Campbell! Good save, Turner.
They're unbeaten at home, but the Crazy Gang are having their best league season for many a year. Sunderland versus Wimbledon is our second game.
Oh, but this is Marcus Gale. To Holsworth. Oh!
And of course we've got all the highlights of a brilliant weekend of footballing action in the Premiership. And our little brilliant double act that can keep us entertained. But first and foremost as well, we start at the City Ground. Nottingham Forest have been struggling for form this season. There could be in line that the fact that there could be a managerial change on the horizon. As for Newcastle United and Kevin Keegan, they've struggled. It's as if losing the league championships really knocked the stuffing out of them after their brilliant win over Manchester United back in October. Can they rediscover that form? And will the return of Alan Shearer have a factor? Your commentator for this one is Trev Motson.
Well, here we are on the banks of the River Trent. It all's not well in Nottingham Forest. Frank Clark, a man under threat. He doesn't win today. There's talk he could be fired. But that Forest side on paper should not be anywhere near the bottom three, which is what they are. But Frank Clark's hoping for a change of luck. They've got the experience of Steve Chattel alongside the inexperience of Jerkin. Campbell and Roy, experienced strikers in the league, and Wells and Stone to add width. And hopefully get Forest moving again in the right direction. No such problems for Kevin Keegan's side. And Shearer and Australian, and they're going very well. Beardsley and Rob Lee in the centre of midfield. And Ginola, well, we know what we get from him. So, top against bottom. So much riding on it at both ends of the table here at the City Ground this afternoon. Cricket to Nottingham Forest. Stuart Pearce to take it. Forest captain, of course. Played it in there towards Steve Stone. Played it out as far as Dev Little here. Stone. Campbell! Big chance for Forest. Stuart Pearce's free kick led to all the confusions. He takes all the set pieces incidentally for Forest. Little picked it up and then well laid it in, and in the end Campbell shot wide of the target. Beresford. In 2 minutes gone at the City Ground. It's been pretty uneventful apart from that earlier chance for Kevin Campbell. But here's Ginola now for Newcastle. Trying to spice this game up for touch. Bill Ginola, well to run a long way there. Here's Robert Lee. Gillespie. Ferdinand. Oh, he's got a horrible deflection and he's gone in. And I think he went in up Chettle. Crossley tried to correct the own goal, but he couldn't succeed. And Newcastle go ahead. Well, let's see it again. Well, first of all, the first mistake was to allow Ginola too much to run into. Then Lee, and the shot, yes, deflects off Chettle. I think it might have been going wide as well. Let's have a look at this, whether the shot was going in or not from Ferdinand. Well, it's going well wide, and Chettle diverts it beyond Crossley. And well, that's what it's like when it's down the bottom. Everything does not go your way. Newcastle a goal up. I guess their luck was in at the top end when you're at the top end of the table. By contrast to the bottom, The look is always in, but no. Big chance now for Forest to equalise. Campbell! Good save, Turner. Forest coming back well, and Frank Clark knows he needs a result here today. Otherwise, the chairman may well have to press the panic button here. Frank Clark, a former Newcastle player, of course, as well. Now Chris Bart-Williams, ex-Sheffield Wednesday. Kevin Campbell, they signed from Arsenal. They hope to get the goals. It just hasn't materialised. Now Brian Roy, the Dutchman, stopped brilliantly there by Albert. Now Shearer. 38 minutes gone in this first half. It's still Alan Shearer. Away from Haaland, Alf-Inge Haaland, and it's gone away for a goal kick. But look at the ease in which Philippe Albert got the ball and found Alan Shearer here. And the Forest defence backed up and backed off. Shearer was too physical there for Haaland. And in the end, just a shot went begging. Stoppage time at the end of what's been an uneventful first half. Steve Chattell's own goal, deciding it all. Ferdinand, a good save from Crossley, and turned away once again as the whistle goes for half time. A few boos ring around the Nottingham Forest faithful. Newcastle lead through a deflected own goal scored by Steve Chattel, and their championship challenge is Gabriel Pace. Half time here at the City Ground. Nottingham Forest 0, Newcastle United 1. Forest need to really pull out the stops in this second half if they're going to stop Newcastle coming forward. They've got possession now, but they've given it away straight away, and I think that's what the problem is. They look so disjointed, Forest, and the supporters are absolutely furious about it. Beardsley now for Newcastle. Nothing wrong with their way they're playing. Here's Ginola. Into Lee. Robert Lee deflected away, and that could have gone anywhere. That could have easily been a second own goal potentially. Forest getting away with it at the moment. Lucky not to be the two down. Barton lifts it in there, and they all go up. And Chettle, in the end, who scored the own goal, gets it away to Alf-Inge Haaland. Now Brian Roy. Now Steve Stone. They need to get him on the ball a bit more. A Geordie by birth as well. Probably supported Newcastle as a kid as well. Here's Haaland. Into Roy. Better from Forest. Stone. If they can get the one break here, Nottingham Forest, they're in business. Ian Woe to Des Little. Good football this. They need an end product here. Alf-Inge Haaland to Roy. Best move that Forest have fashioned in the entire game. And they need to do more of that if they're going to avoid relegation come the end of the season. Inge Haaland playing the ball in there. Brian Roy just the finish lacked in the end, but the build-up to the finish was something to behold. Ginola. Ferdinand. Shearer. Oh, he did well. Beardsley. Gillespie. Gillespie goes down, and the free kick's been given. I think there may have been a little bit of an elbow used as well from Bart Williams. There's a yellow card coming out from referee Uriah Rennie of Sheffield. Foul on Gillespie. Did he actually elbow him? Well, he certainly caught him round the face. I think Chris Bart-Williams is very, very fortunate not to have seen red for that. But what he does do is give Newcastle a free kick in a very dangerous position. And if they can make advantage here as Dean Saunders comes on here. Ginola! Oh, what a goal! Gabby Ginola with an absolute peach. And Newcastle go further ahead. And what now for the beleaguered Frank Clark and his Nottingham Forest troops? This was a game that he had to win, and unfortunately I don't think they've done enough here. Crossley can't get across, and in the end Ginola shows his French je ne sais quoi to make it two. He's certainly washed the strength back into those free kicks. 2-0. 67 minutes gone at a beleaguered City Ground here. Apart from 3,000 Newcastle supporters down in the Bridgeford end, it's just a sea of unbelievable angry faces amongst the Nottingham Forest faithful. They've seen their side really not put in a good performance. That's a foul, presumably against Steve Stone. You're already having words with the England man. Was it a foul here on Beardsley? Beardsley won the ball and then Stone went through the back of it. That's what happened. And when things aren't going your way down the bottom end of the table, that's what invariably happens, decisions like that. Well, the Forest board have got a big decision to make in the aftermath of this game. Do they keep with Frank Clark or do they sack him? At the moment the results are saying otherwise and the ball out of play. Newcastle get the throw. And Forest have got a quarter of an hour just over to try and turn things around, but at the moment it looks as if Newcastle could increase the lead as the effort from Ferdinand goes over the top. But Warren Barton playing the ball in there. It was a nice ball played in there. And Les Ferdinand just finish it off. Scott Gemmell, son of Archie Gemmell to Steve Stone. And Keith Gillespie replaced by Lee Clark. Both teams make a substitution apiece. Here's Des Little now in the last minute. It's going to be no more than consolation if Forest do score now. Ian Woad, Stuart Pearce, the captain. Pearce goes down, no penalty. No greater Pearce than Pearce right away. Chris Bart-Williams. Ian Woad. It's been a very poor Forest performance today. Newcastle haven't had to work too hard for the result here today. The ball's been pinched back. Here's Darren Peacock, and there goes the whistle. Boos ring around the sitting ground for manager Frank Clark and his beleaguered troops, who didn't turn up to the party, but Newcastle certainly did. They did what they needed to. A really silly own goal from Steve Chettle put them on their way, and then an absolute free kick to die for from Darry Ginola. Well, sealed the deal really. It was really poor from Forest and their supporters. Well, you can honestly say you feel sorry for them. But Newcastle will be going back up the M1 up to Newcastle tonight in very buoyant mood. The full-time score here at the City Ground: beleaguered Nottingham Forest 0, Flying High Newcastle United 2.
Well, chaps, we've got to talk about that. A wonderful result for Newcastle United, who won, but despite not being completely at the races, but as you said, Trevor, they didn't really need to. No, I don't think Newcastle United needed to play very well to beat this Nottingham Forest side. Forest, for me, lack any real confidence. They really lack belief, and I think Newcastle, I mean, let's be fair, they got lucky with the first goal. It was just a defensive howler, but perhaps it sums up what Forest are about this season and where they're struggling. I was very pleased with Newcastle's professional performance. They've just got to find this ability. I thought this is what they lacked last season. They were to come into games like this and they just wouldn't be able to find enough to win whilst playing badly, whereas their opponents, Manchester United, would. And I think this season, you look at the way the league's setting up, the side that can get results whilst not playing at the best, I think is going to win the championship. Well, Trevor, we wanted to ask you, really, what's your thoughts on Nottingham Forest at the moment and what's going wrong for them? Had a fantastic season a couple of years ago, and then they've struggled, really. Well, it could be the fact that they had European football, and sometimes this can do it to a side, that European football can overstep the mark, overstep the squad, and also, from where they were 2 years ago, this squad, I think, has lost half a step. And they're just not quite firing and playing at the way in which they're capable of. They've got a very capable backline in there, a very experienced player, particularly their skipper, but it's just not firing for them today. And I think really the Forest have got to have a real hard look at themselves. They're struggling for goals and they're struggling defensively. And maybe it's time for a couple of players to wave goodbye, if you like. It might be their time. It's over. Well, the other three main challengers for the Premiership this season, Manchester United, Arsenal and Liverpool, were in action, and here are the summary of their games. Arsenal ended up playing a classic against Derby County at Highbury. Nigel Winterburn's ball was headed in brilliantly by Ian Wright, right over there to Rob Holt to give the Gunners the lead. It was Derby County that capitalises on a couple of poor mistakes. A poor clearance by Adams eventually allowed Asanovic to play in Paolo Wanchop. His finish was too cool for David Seaman. And then another Arsenal mistake allowed Derby County to go 2-1 up. Patrick Vieira's poor pass caught everybody out, including David Seaman. In the end, Ashley Ward was quick enough to get there past Martin Keown. He squared it beautifully for Paolo Wanchop to strike it into an empty net. Arsene Wenger's side are starting to learn to fight back, something that hasn't been seen in the past, and they were able to get themselves an equaliser. Dennis Bergkamp's ball played into Patrick Vieira. He looked like he would cross it to right. In the end, he curled in an absolutely astonishing effort. The points were shared, but Derby County looked like they have a real superstar in one chop. Manchester United were relieved the fact that Andy Cole was back to full fitness, as they found themselves one down before they knew it. Rio Ferdinand, cousin of Les Ferdinand's cross, was headed in by Ian Dowie to give West Ham United the lead. But it was a mistake capitalised in the midfield which brought Manchester United level. Andy Cole showing his pace and no signs of his injury. 1-on-1, cool as you like past Molosco, a beautiful little dinked finish to bring Manchester United level. Andy Cole, perhaps, as coming back from injury, Alec Ferguson said, is like signing a new player. But in the end, it was West Ham United that retook the lead, and it was an old Liverpool player, Julian Dix, who found half a yard of space in the area, fired in an unstoppable left-footed shot, and put West Ham United back ahead. But Manchester United showed why they were champions and were able to force the equaliser late on in the second half. Andy Cole combining with Cantona, before in the end, it was Roy Keane that found himself through, and he made no mistake with the finish. Manchester United will be pleased to get away with a point, although they do have a habit of losing the league title at Upton Park. A disastrous afternoon for Liverpool, said Roy Evans, as they were beaten at home by Sheffield Wednesday. The side that has shown so much promise at the start of the season finally recovered with a bit of form when Guy Whittingham was able to get ahead and headed the ball home. Nothing Liverpool could do in the day. A poor afternoon for Liverpool. Well, great result really for Newcastle United when considered that no one else could win and or draw. So, it now was our next game that we've got for you. It's the Crazy Gang that are having their best season, sitting 6th at the moment in the league against an unbeaten at home side, Sunderland. Something had to give this afternoon at Roker Park. Your commentator for this one, and for the very first time, it's a very warm welcome here from everyone at Trevor Sports. So your match commentator for this one is Trevor Brotherton.
So start lineup: Tony Coates in goal, with Michael Gray, Melville Ord and Dan Williams in the back, Michael Bridges, Agnew, David Kelly in the midfield, and Niall Quinn being backed up by Paul Bracewell and Alex Ray. For Wimbledon, we've got Neil Sullivan in goal, we're back four, Cunningham, Blackwell, Perry and Kimball. Vinnie Jones anchoring that midfield with Ardley and Earl either side. Norwegian international Øyvind Leonardsen at the diamond of that midfield. Marcus Gale and Dean Holdsworth up front. So it's Sunderland to kick off. It's played back to Ord, and Quinn wins the ball in the air really well there. And then it's Bracewell with the ball over the top. Oh, and it's suddenly broken through for Quinn, and that's the first time finish. Oh, what a wonderful goal! Niall Quinn puts Sunderland 1-0 up. That was beautifully taken from long ball there from Paul Bracewell. He hit it first time beyond a despairing dive from Neil Sullivan to put the mighty Mackens ahead. It's such a wonderful hit as we get round to seeing the replay. Quinn, since he's signed for Sunderland, I mean, just looking at this replay here, the ball gets played over, and that was a wonderful ball. He hits it first time, and they're often known to sing Niall Quinn's Disco Pants at Roker Park, and I'm sure after this one, he's going to be having a little boogie. But that was a fabulous first time finish beyond Neil Sullivan. So it's Sunderland 1, Wimbledon 0. This is Earl up to Marcus Gale. It's now Vinnie Jones on the ball. Hardly. Vinnie Jones, a Welsh international there. He's trying to work it. Leonardsen. Holdsworth! Oh, it's just wide. Oh, and you can see the anger in Tony Coates there. He's not happy that the Sunderland defence backed off and allowed Dean Holdsworth to get that shot off. Holdsworth, an England B international, not had full honours yet for the national team. This is played through to Quinn, to Bracewell. He's been, Quinn's really been holding things up. This is Quinn again. Now playing it out to David Kelly. He's going to get that cross in, and it's Bridges. Oh, It's just wide from the England under-21 international. That really should have been 2. Some really great approach play there. Cross came in from David Kelly. Bridges arrived late when he put it over the bar. Really should have done better there. So this is Ardley. Over to Marcus Gale. Oh, he takes one touch. And that's Gale. Oh, what a wonderful goal. As good as the first. That was a sumptuous finish. One touch, one hit, and he put that in the bottom corner. And Wimbledon, who have been doing brilliantly, the Crazy Gang, in 6th place in the Premier League, they're back in it at 1-1. Let's take a look at the replay to just really appreciate that long ball and the way Marcus Gale took that down. Like I said, it was a glorious goal. So the replay here, that's almost like a 40-yard pass. One touch, and he hits that. Oh, he couldn't have hit that any truer. What a wonderful finish. Looking at it again from this angle, it's a touch that sets him up there superbly, and he puts that beyond Tony Cope. So Wimbledon 1, Sunderland 1. So Vinnie Jones on the ball here. He's robbed, and it's Kevin Ball who's now come on. Oh, but this is Marcus Gale to Holsworth. Oh! I wonder if that maybe looked a lot closer than it was. Certainly troubled Tony Coton enough for him to be full stretch. But again, Holsworth, no cigar. So throw in to Kevin Ball. Cross comes in. It's Quinn. Oh, and that's Sullivan, and he tips it over. I mean, I have to say, I do wonder whether that's a ball that Sullivan could have held, but maybe he was anticipating a header into the corner. So David Kelly on the ball now. Another long ball to Niall Quinn, who's been winning those balls superbly. This is Kevin Ball. Plays the ball through. Quinn! Oh, this time again denied by Neil Sullivan. It's a great save. Niall Quinn really is proving to be a menace. Kevin Ball with the through ball there, excuse the pun, and the save from Neil Sullivan. So the corner's coming in from Michael Gray to play it in. Oh, and that's headed over. Didn't really look to be close. This is Bracewell on the ball now. That header's one, and now Wimbledon have a chance to break with Robbie Earle. This is Robbie Earle through to Oyvind Leonardson to Holsworth. Holsworth's playing it out to Marcus Gale. He can get the cross in. There are bodies in the box. Oh, and that's Neil Ardley. Just wide. That was great play on the break by the Crazy Gang. Who, of course, were remembered for their miraculous feat in 1988 when they won the FA Cup against Liverpool. So, Holsworth. Vinnie Jones. The ball's taken from him. It's played up to Quinn. Oh, but that's given away by Sunderland there. Holsworth into Leonardson. Oh, and that's just wide. That could have been so much worse for Sunderland there. So Holsworth played it into the Norwegian international, who featured in the World Cup back in USA '94, although the Norwegians' qualifying campaign for the '98 World Cup isn't looking the greatest at this moment. So this is Robbie Earle. Up to Marcus Gale. It's Marcus Gale now. Oh, he keeps his strength. This is through to Leonardson. Oh, and he places that in the bottom corner. Oyvind Leonardson has put Wimbledon 2-1 up. The Dons have come from behind. And now they lead 2-1 here at Roker Park. They silence the Roker Park faithful. was determined play there from Marcus Gale to use his strength to stay on the ball, managed to slide the ball through to Leonardson. All Leonardson had to do there was just place it in the far corner beyond Tony Cope. So Sunderland 1, Wimbledon 2. Again, brilliant play to get that pass off. It was missed there and allowed Leonardson to pick the ball up and place it home. Spray sword that long ball up to Niall Quinn, and then it's out to Bridges. Oh, and that's just wide there from Quinn. He's not getting the same amount of luck that he got in the first half. Bridges played a lovely ball in, but he couldn't get enough on that. This is a ball being played up to Marcus Gale. Oh, and it's fallen for him. He's kept hold of it. It's Gale to Leonardson. Oh, that's a free kick. It's a yellow card for Agnew, and I don't think he can have any complaints there really, because he caught, the ball was gone, he did catch Leonardson. So it's Vinnie Jones here on a free kick. Let's see what the Welsh international can do. That's straight into the wall. That's going to go out for a corner ball. David Kelly up to Niall Quinn. Oh, Quinn using his strength. David Kelly keeps a hold of the ball there. Oh, but that's a wonderful tackle there by Neil Ardley. And all of a sudden Wimbledon are on a break. Holsworth through to Marcus Gale. Can he hold it up? Oh, he's got Leonardson there. Oh, brilliant one-handed save by Tony Coton, England B international. That was wonderful play there from Marcus Gale to hold it up for Leonardson. And Tony Coton gets a strong right hand. Brilliant save there.
Well, a big win there for Wimbledon's, and Sunderland's unbeaten record goes. And Trevor, you said probably a fair result in the end. Well, I kind of think Sunderland have had their moments today. I mean, we know that they are severe. They're the favourites to go down, and they've defied all the odds so far. And I sort of thought Roker Park being that unbeaten fortress was going to be the key for it today. But the truth be told, they've come across a side which has just got better ability to take their chances than they do. And that's what it comes down to. Sunderland could have been out of sight in 10 minutes today. They started off so well, but as the match went on, they really started to fade. And I think Wimbledon, after they went 2-1 ahead, knew enough around to keep the ball, keep it enough, and they were just able to sort of pass Sunderland into submission, really. Well, the better saves, really, when you look back, and it came from Tony Coton and Sunderland, and really Wimbledon looking very good at the moment. They have the perfect blend at the moment of players that are in form. They're at the right age. They have got the right level of experience. They're playing at the maximum levels of their ability. And I don't mean that in a derogatory term. I mean, these players at the moment in this side are playing as good as they have ever played. And there's got to be at some point Wimbledon have got to be thinking, can we go and win a trophy this season? They've got a genuine shot, I feel, in any of the cup competitions. It's a special sort of season, really, for the way in which they've played. And, yeah, I don't think anyone wants to play Wimbledon this season. Let's go ahead and recap all the other games that took place this week in the Premiership. Chelsea showed that they've got a little superstar signing at the moment in Gianfranco Zola, who got the opening goal in the match. Wonderful hit, it has to be said. The Italian little maestro is winning hearts and minds in West London. But it's Everton that are able to show they've got a bit more to them, especially when Dennis Wise conceded a penalty, referee having no choice but to book the Chelsea captain. From the spot, let Gary Speed with the job, but he easily sent Dimitri Carling the wrong way and brought Everton level. It was a game which was anyone's to take in the end, and in the end it turned Route 1 was to be the key factor. Zola's flick on, Newton to find the laws of Gravis. There was Hughes, back across to Zola, and look at this for a finish. Absolutely trickle past Southall. A wonderful goal to put Chelsea ahead and Zola was winning himself mountains of fans at the bridge. But Everton did find a way to equalise in the end. Duncan Ferguson's hit, after finding half a yard past Dewberry, was too good for Carling. Another 2-2 draw, another point, and another brilliant weekend in the Premiership. Southampton showed their inconsistencies at home as they were beaten this afternoon by Aston Villa. And that Villa side themselves that are really showing some promise of hoping to reach European football. Especially if Andy Townsend continues to hit the football like that. His excellent hit was enough for Villa to win, yet again, 1-0. Coventry City and Tottenham are two sides which once played in FA Cup final. But there was more an air of mid-table to this one, although Gary McAllister's Cup Final West finish really did get things going. An excellent hit in which Spurs really were shocked. But Coventry have found themselves sliding down the table. Their form in 1996 has not been great, and it is Spurs that took full advantage of it, especially when Sheringham found half a yard and produced a brilliant cross, just able to reach there by Chris Armstrong, that was able to level the match. And Coventry, try as they might, were caught out again. Defensively, all is not well in that side, and in the second half they found themselves down. Chris Armstrong this time found the space, Richard Shaw, and will be disappointed in his defending. Leicester City and Blackburn Rovers met at a game which looked to be a sheer straight win, you would have thought, especially the way in which the season would go. And after the wonderful build-up play, Steve Claridge got the first goal. But Blackburn Rovers, despite a dreadful start to the season, are showing at the moment they've got a little more fight left in their system. But it wasn't what you would expect. Winning the ball in midfield, Tim Sherwood was able to play the ball along the deck to Chris Sutton. He was able to show he had enough to get away from Pryor, and a wonderful finish in the end past Keller. A point for Blackburn Rovers that takes them out of the relegation zone. Chris Sutton said it was a huge goal to score. Leeds United and Middlesbrough today. Well, it was Leeds United that showed that they're continuing to find a bit of form, but neither side this afternoon could find the magical goal to find the killer pass. This effort by Ian Rush was as close as Leeds United got. The closest effort itself came from Emerson in a Middlesbrough shirt, dancing past Carlton Palmer, bearing himself up on goal just an inch over the bar. So let's look at the top of the Premiership. Manchester United and Newcastle United are separated by just 2 goals. Goal difference is the difference between them. Arsenal, after that draw at Derby County, sit behind them, just a point behind in 3rd place. Liverpool, Wimbledon sit just a point behind them, as does Aston Villa and Chelsea. And don't discount the likes of Tottenham, West Ham and Derby County that enter the top half of the table. Bottom of the Premiership, it's a lonely place for Nottingham Forest. That are the only side left on single digits, and that goal difference is starting to creep up on them. Coventry City do find themselves further down, and Southampton drop back into the relegation zone as Blackburn Rovers climb out. Middlesbrough start to float further down as things go on. Sunderland are down to 13th after that defeat, and Sheffield Wednesday, big climbers, they move up to 11th after that. So another topsy-turvy weekend of Premiership action here on Match of the Day. Thank you all very much for tuning in. We said it started to look like Christmas. Christmas could be the moment in which we really see who is challenging for the league championship. It's all up for grabs now. Bye-bye.